Jared, how did you know? I mean, we were just talking in the green room, and you said, yeah, I was a year or two out of school, and I launched, obviously, Groupme, which was then picked up by Skype/Microsoft. How did you know?
I didn't really know. So I was working at another startup, Tumblr, and I was pursuing another project called Rec.io, which was a web application to find and share recommendations with people you know and trust. And that's the startup that I thought I was going to go do. And it's really good that I didn't do that, because it wouldn't have worked. And Foursquare was kind of already doing that exact same thing. So I think...
So was that luck or an actual decision?
Well, that's a good... Was it luck or an actual decision?
You can tell me I'm being mean. It's all right.
No, I think it was more luck that I didn't do that idea. So I'm not technical, so I had to try and convince people to kind of join and pursue that project with me. And one person that I always wanted to work with was my Groupme co-founder, a guy named Steve Martosi. And I would always pitch him that idea, and he'd be like, "That's a horrible idea. I would never do that with you." And like, nor would I leave my job at Guild Group to go do it. And then, like, serendipitously, had the Groupme idea one morning and pitched it to him, and he was like, "This is like a mediocre idea. We should maybe go try this." And we entered a hackathon like a couple days later, actually, and we built a working prototype. And the nice thing about having something like live in production and a prototype is that you can play with it right away, and you can put it in other people's hands and see if they like it. And we were both employed full-time, and meanwhile, we had shipped this thing, and we started using it. We started creating groups. Our friends started creating groups, and we actually saw it work, like on day one.
So for people who don't know, what did you build? What is Groupme?
Yeah, so Groupme is a group messaging application. It started off as a way to do reply-all text messaging. We, believe it or not, couldn't really do that 3 or 4 years ago, and that's where Groupme started, as a reply-all text messaging application, and then it became a smartphone application and an over-the-top messenger.
So did it start because you were out one night with a bunch of buddies and you're like, I need to tell 10 people where I am?
Sort of. It started because my wife was complaining about an email chain she was on. It was her and a bunch of her friends planning to go to a music festival together. And she was saying that they would always coordinate on email beforehand, and this was also at a time when like half of our friends did not have smartphones, which is also hard to believe. And when it came time to actually go to the event, like, they couldn't email anymore, and she said, why can't we do this over text? It's the one thing that doesn't break when we're out and about, and this is how we communicate with our friends. And I had known Steve through the music industry. We both had music startups before, and said we should go build this, because this solves our problem, and it'll make Bonnaroo that much more fun. So yeah, I mean, pretty much, just an iteration of what you said.